Hey everyone, welcome into Don't Kill My Character. Thanks for having us on the channel here for Women's History Month. We're going to play a little bit of Avatar the Last Airbender today. So I brought four friends who I know will be very involved in this game. So before we get into a little bit intro to the game, before we get into like the start of this, let's go around and do our introductions. So go ahead and tell me your name, your pronouns, character came, character pronouns, and then what your character does, whether you're a bender or not. And we will start in order of overlay. So Val, why don't you kick us off?
Hi, I'm Valmina May. My pronouns are they, them. I'm very excited to be playing Arin Sulu today. She uses she, her pronouns, and she is a firebender who can also use some weapons.
Fine. Abby.
Hi, my name is Abigail. I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing Lucy, who also uses she, her pronouns. And I'm playing a non bender, so she's weapons and tech.
Hell yeah. Serini.
Hi, I'm Sereni, also known as Serinitea. I use she, her pronoun, she, they pronouns. Oh my gosh, I misgendered myself.
Yeah.
And I'm playing Anaya, and she also uses she, they pronouns.
Perfect. And last but not least, Ava. You are muted.
Hello, my darlings and dears. It's your Madam Ava here. I use she, her pronouns, and so does my character Salvia. She also uses she, her pronouns, and she is an earthbender who really likes crystals and has a proficiency in fans.
Damn, I feel like I should grab mine now. Fuck.
Always come through with the fans.
Oh my god, the drama is here already. I'm so.
I have my water silk fan.
And now I have to follow that. I'm Paige, everybody. My pronouns are she, her, and I'll be everybody else. God damn, I wasn't ready for that.
The shock.
I'm not even in a character voice yet, and you already got me in gay panic, Ava. What the fuck? Okay. That's right. I got a game to start. So, plot. This takes place in the Avatar the Last Airbender universe, 10 years after the fateful battle between the Phoenix King, Lord Ozai, and the Avatar, Aang. However, in this universe, Aang lost. He was defeated. His allies were quickly rounded up, and they were thrown into a prison not to be seen for the last 10 years. A rebellion has gone on, led by King Bumi, Suki, and Toph, who were able to get away and have been trying to just keep the Fire Nation's forces spread thin as much as possible. And it's worked to an extent. No one's heard from the Southern Water Tribe in these last 10 years, and there's a lot of worry that the family of Katara and Sokka are in trouble. Bossing say the civilians have not been able to leave the city, but the walls have been protecting those who live within. And the Northern Water Tribe has been in extensive battles beyond their walls to keep the Fire Nation at bay. But our story takes place a little farther northeast, in what was typically nothing beforehand, but is now an island that has been raised pretty much right in between Bossing Say and the Northern Water Tribe, where we find a rebellion has slowly built over the last 10 years. Those from the Earth Kingdom and the Water Tribes, and even defectors from the Fire Nation, or even civilians, have come together to build a community and to try to build a resistance to fight against the Phoenix King, the now Grand Fire Overlord Ozai, and his princess Azula. But before we get into all of that, we find ourselves in a bedroom deep in the barracks of where most of those who train for the rebellion live, where the four of your characters live, to find Salvia asleep, peaceful at first, before we see them start to twitch erratically in their sleep. Dust, earth, and especially crystal starting to peep through the ground surrounding the bed. Salvia, you are deep, deep in the sleep. You hear the roar of fire the crack of lightning, a rush of water, and you see some images. You see images of a very familiar battle. A kid, bald with just a glow and arrow tattoo, throwing around fire and earth and air and water, while just massive balls of fire and lightning heading towards him. And you see what people don't know happened in this fight. During one misstep, as Aang crashes into a crater, just a little rock hit the base of his spine and knock him out of the Avatar state. You see the other three elements besides the air just immediately fall out of his control. And while Aang is a powerful airbender, it's just not enough, and he's quickly overwhelmed. You see Sokka fighting his hardest next to Mai and Ty Lee, but are just quickly overwhelmed by a battalion of firebender troops before metal bindings are placed on the three of them and they are dragged away. You see Katara and Zuko and Toph battling Azula, trying their hardest, and the two of them pushing Toph over the banister to save her, but leaving themselves open as you see a crack of lightning hit the two of them, and they go unconscious. And the last image you see of the scene is you see Toph and Suki on the back of Appa with Momo escaping, leaving this. And you just see a flash. You see Lord Roku. You see other images of previous avatars. And you even see a silhouette of a future avatar of this girl with a kind of a bobbish hairstyle and water tribe clothing. You must restore the balance. Find him. Fits the avatar state. And you and your allies can still rescue, can still save this. Hurry. And you feel someone grab you and you wake up gasping, covered in sweat and dust and all this stuff as the earth and everything that was floating around you crashes to the ground.
I'm sorry. Did I disturb something?
The rest of you were asleep when this occurred, so you guys hear the crash as everything hits the ground.
Oh my gosh!
Oh god!
Is everyone okay?
There's dust everywhere.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that. I can clean that. The songs were very loud today. Very loud and yet quiet. Murmurs, screams. But it's calm now.
I'm not gonna ask questions. Yeah.
Go back to sleep. It's fine. I'm so sorry about that.
Are you sure you're not hurt, or?
Oh, no. The visions don't hurt me. Well, physically, at the very least. I'll be fine.
Arin is actually gonna get up and approach Salvia, if that's okay, and kind of come in with a little arm extended to comfort her.
I saw what happened that day.
What day?
The day when the song fell quiet. The day that one created stream altered the original flow. Aang, Avatar Aang, I don't think he can access the states. Something happened and he can't access them. So sad.
Yeah, I think Arin is just taking it all in, and just feeling the heaviness of the dream kind of lingering in Saliva's demeanor. And she's just gonna say, well, that was in the past. And I know that we have the power to affect the future together. As long as we stay strong, stay together, it's going to be okay.
I know it will. I got a glimpse as to what was to come, at the very least, when things are correct. And I kind of like what I saw, just the sliver. So it'll be fine. But please, go back to sleep.
Okay. So she gets up and goes back to bed.
Ava, can you go ahead and mark on your destiny track? Can you mark Destiny's sign and mark your otherworldly visions and just mark that move off?
Okay.
And you can ask me one question about that dream you just had.
For our clarifications, we are located in barracks where that King Boomy and Toph have.
Yeah, it's kind of roughly thrown together for any freedom fighters, pretty much.
Do we have an idea of where Suki is at this moment?
Suki would be up towards like the main headquarters with the rest of the ones in charge, because Suki, Toph, and Boomy are the three kind of running the rebellion right now.
Got it. So I guess my question would be, do we have exact details as to where Avatar, Aang, and the rest are being held right now?
You do not. You do have a meeting today, the four of you. Your unit has been called out for a mission that you haven't given even any details about yet, but you guys do have a meeting later in like around noon. It's like 6 a.m. right now.
Okay. Well, hopefully we'll get some answers from that. Go back to sleep.
You guys drift off, and we'll cut forward a little bit as you guys wake up later, maybe about 4 hours after this incident, and start to get ready for your day and move over to the headquarters. Before we do that, though, let's have a little bit of fun. I know we have the hero forges, but why don't you tell me to describe your character as they get ready for the day? We'll go in backwards order. So Ava, since your character kicked us off, why don't you show the audience what Salvia looks like?
Salvia is an native to Ba Sing Se, relatively tall, roughly around 6 foot, very toned, very built, with deep brown skin and braids that tend to be mid-back, but typically she keeps them in Bantu knots, and covered in adornments of crystals, gold, and silver to show, yeah, she's a rebellion girl. Like she's part of a rebellion, but you can't take out the wealthy girl from who she is. She's a wealthy girl to the day she dies, but she has it at least set up to be more armor adornments instead. Her eyes are green with an expression that tends to look very far off as her position of an earthbending oracle. But despite this otherworldly gaze, her face is always a sense of calm and kindness.
Perfect. Serenitea, why don't you describe Anaya for us?
So Anaya is a relatively like 5'3", 5'4"-ish, very lean build. She's, I would say, probably a pretty good blend of what you would assume Fire Nation and Water Tribe looks like. She has that dark, almost jet black hair of the Fire Nation, those bright golden eyes that kind of stayed out amongst her kind of light brown skin. And she usually wears her hair in some way that's keeping it back. She has the typical like Katara hair loopies almost, even though she's not Southern Water Tribe, but she saw it once from someone a long time ago and she was like, oh, that was really cute. She wears a red headband to remember, you know, where her mother's roots are, but typically adorned primarily in blue and white. But other than that, it's functionality over fashion. She knows that she's there to fight and to try and make a difference in the world. So as long as she's wearing her family's colors, that's what matters.
Okay, perfect. Abigail.
Luci is pretty short. She's around 5'4". I could say that because I'm 5'5". So it's all good. And she's got tan skin with long black hair that she has like part of it pulled back in braids. And her outfit is mainly black and red to signify that she is from the Fire Nation. And the most striking feature she has is that she carries a black metal disc with these red gems inlaid into it. And that can do some pretty cool things. But aside from that, she's got like a very hardened look, but the smattering of freckles across her face and her kind of brown doe eyes kind of take away from that.
Perfect. And last but not least, Val, would you describe Arin for us?
So Arin is short, even shorter than Luci at 5'0", with light brown skin and brown eyes, dark wavy hair, shoulder length, giving a little bit Snow White, one might say. But she has a complicated past. So she wears a black sash to remind her of what happened to her village when she was just 12 years old, when she lost her entire family, and was taken to the Royal Academy for girls in the capital to learn firebending and to kind of like integrate into the Fire Nation military. And so she does wear an outfit that is kind of reminiscent of the school uniform, just because in case she needs to blend in again. Oh, and she does also have a mother of pearl belt buckle that is it used to belong to her mother, and she was able to take it with her.
Love that. As you guys head towards HQ, centered in the central part of this island, you head in, and the first thing you see, King Boomy and Toph's chairs are empty. They are, you assume they're either back in Ba Sing Se or out in the field somewhere. You see Suki next to someone that you guys haven't seen in quite a long while, as you see a very emaciated Tylee being like comforted and like food in front of her, and like Suki's just like not even paid attention you guys have come in yet, but is trying to take care of them and help them talk and eat and just move.
I think Anaya would probably take a step forward and try and go, not necessarily talk to them, but place a comforting hand on Tylee's shoulder and look at Suki, kind of like, hey, something happened?
Tylee jumps at the contact, but
Hey.
settles down when she sees just the four of you.
It's okay. It's just us.
Sorry. And she just goes back to eating her food. Suki stands up and is like, four of you, come with me. And you see her gesture to like one of the like handmaidens nearby to come over and stay with Tylee, so she's not alone. She leads you guys into the back office. Yeah, come in, guys. Ty is not really up to company right now, but we couldn't really push this meeting. Tylee escaped, as you can tell. I haven't really got the full story from her yet, and it might take more, so I don't know how much of it I'll give you guys, but we do know where they are now. They're in the Boiling Rock. It's not the best of locations, I can say from personal experience, but that means they're there. It's doable, but it's going to be a lot of forces and a lot of stuff to get through for the 4 of you to get in. Sending the 4 of you on a rescue mission to save the Avatar.
Oh. That's...
Yeah.
We can do this, right, guys?
Yes. We must.
Yeah, you know what? We can do this.
You'll have help. King Boomy and your parents, as well, Anaya, have marshaled forces to begin a Navy assault on the Fire Nation to pull them back from the prison. That will be starting tonight. You guys will be on a boat under the cover of darkness to kind of loop around that and get towards the Boiling Rock. Once you get there, you'll not have much help. Top has already gone ahead on her own. The minute she heard what happened, she left. You know how she is. I hope she's okay. Hopefully she'll find the 4 of you there. I really wish I could come with you guys, but I just stay here and take care of Ty and our forces here. Do what you need to do today. We leave at 6. This is it. We're committing everything to this.
Okay.
Yes. And I think even though Arin is like being very outwardly positive, she's kind of going to be sneaking glances, like side eye at Luci. Just not going to say anything about it, but just...
Lucy's head is just down, looking at a really nice patch of dirt. Just trying to... she's just so confused why she was picked for this, so she's just like, all right.
The minerals of that dirt is very rich, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, it is.
We know what's at stake, but we also know that there is a good future ahead of us. So, steel yourself, breathe, and do what we need to do.
Can our 2 Fire Nation people roll me creativity?
Love to.
Sure.
Good thing I have nothing in... a 5.
That's a
Wait.
6.
Actually, wait. Do I have to roll 2 dice?
Oh, wait. Yeah,
Roll
it's a 2 or 1?
Yeah, roll 2 dice.
1? Okay.
So that's an 8,
2d6
actually.
plus your creativity score.
Yeah, which is 0 for me.
That's a 10.
Okay.
I'll take an 8.
Both of you have heard enough come in, both through your former position and through your mom's connections, that the warden lost his job at the Boiling Rock a while back after the whole thing with Suki being broken out. The prison is now under the command of Commander Zoe and General Shinu.
Ooh.
Sure. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's gonna be fun.
Yes, Abigail?
Was I supposed to roll for this?
You can roll 2.
Okay. 8.
You would also know this.
Okay, great.
No. Okay.
No one really has seen the warden since that breakout, but very quickly, especially after the war effort ended, Ozai put the two of them in charge. Two of
Okay.
his strongest forces in that one prison.
This is going to be a fun time. This will be an adventure. We think of it as an adventure.
What a
With
wonderful
very high
credit.
stakes. You know what? I'm just glad it's with people that are pretty cool, right? You guys are pretty great. You can tell she's just trying to convince herself of that everything's gonna be fine.
He stands up and puts a hand on your shoulder. It'll be okay. We wouldn't have chosen you four if we didn't think the four of you could do it. You're some of our best here, and I'll have your reasons to be involved. Believe in you.
I think Arin is just gonna be like tugging at her sash that she wears, but she's not gonna say anything. Wants to keep it positive, and if she thinks if she speaks, it's not gonna come out that way.
Do any of you have any further questions? I really want to get back to Ty Lee if I can, but I also need to make sure you guys are prepared.
Has she been able to say anything about conditions of the others?
She's only seen Mai and Sokka from what I've heard. They have special areas for benders now in the prison. So she's not seen hair of Zuko, Katara, or Aang.
I do have something for you, Suki, for at least preparations for when we return. She kind of just leans into Suki and just... I saw the moment. There was a stone that hit the base of his spine that severed the connection. I'm sure that Master Katara would not be able to do as much healing potentially in her state, so whatever we're able to do to help him when we get back, especially with something like that, will probably be best to prepare.
You guys hear a gasp from the door as Ty Lee has made it into the office, shrugging off the person. That I know what and she kind of like falls to a knee. I that sounds like one of his Kai points has been blocked or obscured or damaged. I can prepare something that might help when you get to him, and it might even invigorate him a little bit to help you guys get out. Give me a few hours. You actually feel like she looks already starting to look better, having a purpose to do now. Like she's starting to brighten up a little bit. Suki, can you take me to your dresses, your supplies? It's like, of course. I'll see you guys later. Just beat the dots at 6, otherwise I'll be around here. And you see her just kind of put Ty Lee's arm over her shoulders and hurry out.
In the meantime, I'm getting you all worry stones. You all look so concerned. And she rushes out.
There you go.
Should we be worried about what a worry stone is, or?
It's probably something good.
Okay. Probably, right?
Yeah, Salvia always means well.
True. We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
We should
maybe pack some supplies, I think.
Yes.
Get our stuff together.
And maybe we can come up with a plan as we're doing that to save some
Does
time.
anyone have, like, maybe know of any map of, like, I guess the prison, but from, like, prior to when they separated all the benders? Do we know who we could ask?
That sounds like a question for Paige.
There would be a war council area. You could probably head there. They would probably have maps and details about that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Okay. So I think I'm going to head to the War Council library, and I want to try and see if I can find anything for us. I'll meet you guys back at the barracks, unless you want to come with. Cool. So
Yeah,
she
perfect.
starts heading off that way.
Okay. So you're heading off to the barracks to kind of get an idea where you're headed. Is there anything anyone else wants to do in the time you guys have until you have to regather?
No, I think Lucy just goes back to the barracks and is working on her disc to make sure that it is in tip-top shape.
Okay, fair enough. So the two of you head into the barracks, or head into where the War Council room is, I should say. You already see troops kind of just moving in and out. They've been briefed and are getting ready to gather people. So they see the two of you enter and just kind of give you a nod and continue, not really stopping that conversation. But you do see a giant map of the whole nation up there, just like a rolled map.
Okay, so we have a map of everything. I think we need to find something a little bit more zoomed in.
Yeah. But you give me focus rolls, see what you can find here in this it's a very chaotic war council right now.
5, 6, 7.
Wait, for me too?
Yeah.
Or...
If you're going, you went with
sorry,
them.
no, I thought I went with Lucy to the barracks.
Oh, you went with Lucy.
Yeah.
Okay, no worries then.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Then that's a 7.
A 7? A 7's a hit.
Oh.
Takes you a while. Everything's kind of scattered across this war council. But you see some more detailed plans on like the Fire Nation and some information. You even see recognizable write-in of both Luci and Arin from reports they've given on the Fire Nation, as well as familiar handwriting from your mom. But you start digging through and you eventually find like a map. You find the Boiling Rock is just north of like the main land of the Fire Nation. The island is pretty much fully taken up by the prison. Like there's not much land surrounding it. And really the only way in and out is that front door. You know that Aang and Gain were able to bypass that because they hit a giant air bison. And they also had their own ways to get in. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a task to try to penetrate this building, especially with it already being now an escape attempt before. But you do see, as you're going through these notes, that they are planning on moving prisoners in the next couple of days.
Okay. Well, first of all, this should have all been alphabetized. I know we're in a rush, but come on, this would have made things so much easier, right? She's like talking to herself like, why is this all such a jumble? But, you know, are these like written papers, by the way?
Yeah, they're
okay.
all handwritten notes.
So she takes the map and then the notes that says what day the prisoner transfer is, and she heads back to the barracks so she can share that information with Arin and Luci.
Yeah, you're making your way back to the barracks and you're kind of going through these forms, and as you look at it, this report came in a few days ago. Prisoner transfer is tonight.
This is great timing.
It's going to be late tonight, and it is a new moon, so there is no chance of any benders, specifically a very powerful water bender, being able to use the full moon to their advantage.
This is not great. You know what? We're gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Luci, do you have an extra sword? Or something?
We'll find out.
Have you ever used a sword? No offense.
How hard can it be? I could just smash it at something, right?
I don't want you to have a sword if you've never been trained with it.
Okay, well, what should I... If I cannot bend, I don't know what else I can do, guys.
How good are you at throwing?
I can use a water whip sometimes. I've practiced it a little bit.
Okay.
That's all I got. I'm
Your
gonna be
bed
real.
will still work under a new moon. It's just the main reason they point that out is without a full moon, Katara can't bloodbend.
Yeah. I'm just warning y'all now. But yeah, prisoner transfer late tonight. We need to find a way onto that. I don't know if we maybe want to like create a distraction and just get ourselves taken in. That could be a way, but then we need to figure out a way out.
Do we know where the others are being kept? Because what if we made our way in and freed like Sokka and we could have some help.
You do see these notes. The transfer is only for benders, and you see 3 very familiar names on that list. Does not say anything about Sokka or Mai.
Okay. I mean, so Anaya's like laid out the map in front of us. I think this might be a little bit outdated considering the fact that, you know, we have the benders are being kept separate from the non-benders, but if it's only the benders that are being transferred, maybe we can try and figure out a way to just sneak in with them and then maybe pretend we can't bend afterwards. I don't know.
It sounds risky. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Lucy's not a bender, so she's just gonna look at Lucy.
No.
And kind of.
And if General Shinu is there, all pretenses are off for me. I can't hide.
Can we maybe pretend to be like Fire Nation guards or something? I heard about that sometimes being, sometimes people get a little bit lazy, but it's already been it's happened once. So I don't know if they've checked, how we can work with that, but maybe, they have that full mask.
That's true, and I do know how to move and talk my way through those kinds of situations.
We've got a bit of a ride until we get there anyway, so maybe like you could train us en route.
I think that's sounding like the best plan that we can come up with.
All the 3 of you continue to plan and talk. We're going to cut over to Salvia. Where is Salvia headed off to?
I think she's going to be in the courtyards. Okay. What she wants to do, while she technically could go look at scrolls and books telling me about the geography and the layout of the place we're going to, why not go to the source and just ask Earth this itself, hey, what's going on with your land over there? Is there any like tainted corruption happening? Can we manipulate anything? Maybe some landslides that are on the way? Some earthquakes happening? What could we do? What can I do to help you, Earth, be just as sicko mode as possible for what we're gonna do?
So you want to ask some of the Earthbenders, or are you asking the Earth itself with your
the
power?
Earth itself.
Okay. Cool. Roll me roll me rely on your skills and training. You're an Earthbender. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Roll focus.
All right. 11.
An 11. Okay. So you reach deep into the earth and you start to feel that familiar sound of like crystals kind of clinging against the earth itself and hitting against like through the metal and the ground and the soil. And you feel an image of this island. You get like a bird's eye view of the prison. And the main thing you'll notice as an earthbender is that there's not a lot of earth in this prison. It's metal everywhere. Even the floors of the prison itself are completely steel. You know one person that can bend metal.
Mm-hmm.
But she's...
Alas, it's not me.
But beyond that, there's really nothing an earthbender can do from the inside. You are already like knowing you're going to have to bring some materials with you, at least to be able to earthbend.
Well, they're making this very tricky. I'm going to see if I can get some obsidian.
And as you start getting up to move away, you see one last image of something large coming towards the island. And as you snap out of that and look up, you see something shadowed in the air moving towards the barracks where your three friends are, in the open courtyard over there.
Wow, time to hustle.
Yeah. You hustle back to the barracks just in time to hear on the other side of the building a crash into the ground. The three of you in the barracks also hear this. And as you guys make your way over there, you see a very familiar shape as a giant air bison has landed with a little lemur driving as Appa and Momo are here. And Momo is holding a note, who immediately runs to the closest of you. Hey y'all.
Volunteers tribute.
I'm on my way in to get Twinkle Toes and crew now. Meet you there, top.
Okay, so I think Arin shows the note to everyone. Everyone's kind of huddled around together. I'm picturing at least, and yeah.
Okay. Well, at least we know where Toph is.
Mm-hmm.
That's a plus.
We're flying
Also,
there.
Suki and Tylee made their way over, seeing this and hearing this commotion. Is that Appa? What the hell?
Yeah.
He's been missing. And you see her just fully hug Appa and just start rubbing under his chin. Just big tongue across the face.
I think Anaya goes and joins her. Just like giant fluffy creature, yes.
This is perfect. No, with this we can fully focus on the assault. I think you guys got your ride.
Oh, maybe I should also get some diamonds.
Yeah, we have earthbending supplies if you need it. We know there's not a lot there. And she'll actually bring over some pats. Literally, it's like a backpack of dirt and rocks and crystals. It's all in this backpack.
My heart sings. Oh, also worry stones for all of you. These stones have been enhanced by some of the best earthbenders that I've ever known. As long as you hold this in your hands and just feel the coolness, you will be fine. In the back of her mind, it's like, just hold the stone. It's smooth. Rub the stone. But just in the back of her mind, she's not telling them this. Let them believe.
Yeah. Okay.
We love a placebo.
Placebo.
Jesse's like, yeah, I think I can feel it working.
And I was just pretty rock.
Yes. Yes.
What colors are they?
Whatever color you want.
Ooh.
Whatever.
Yeah, I think we're getting ready to start getting our forces set out. So if you guys want to start making your way, Appa, you remember how to get to there, right? Appa just shakes his giant head. Perfect. Appa will drop you guys off. You probably won't be able to land, so it's probably gonna be a one-way trip.
Okay.
Fair enough.
This will be fun.
Wait,
You guys have
what do you mean you
Momo
won't be
to
able to
back- You guys
land?
have Momo to back you up now. Momo stands proud on top of Appa, chest out.
Okay. We got a monkey with wings.
He's
monkey
craftier
back.
than you think.
Right?
And you see Momo actually reach back on the back of Appa and pull up a very familiar stick and snap it open to a glider.
Is that
Is that Aang's?
Momo's not an airbender, but he might be able to steer that. That might be your way in.
Okay.
How many people can fit on that at once, though,
Just
guys?
hold on, I guess, and hope and pray.
Maybe we can balance somehow.
It'll be fine. And you
Don't
see Suki's
worry.
already like slowly pushing you on top of Anaya. It'll be okay. Just get up
Don't
there.
worry, I have enough dirt here to at least create a disc to help us land. Not everyone, but some of us. It'll be
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
Hold the stone. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
And Anaya's just like furiously like scratching the stone, like, make things better, please.
Yeah.
Yay.
So he pushes you fully up there, and Anaya, and as soon as you get on the like the little seat in there on the back of Appa, Momo immediately moves over to your lap and sits in your lap.
Oh.
You guys will be okay. Head out. Obviously, Top is making progress to that direction, so you might have help there. Just do what you can.
Okay.
High risk, high reward. Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah, those are some stakes.
You all crawl up on the back of Appa, and Momo from your lap, Anaya grabs the reins, and you hear like a very familiar like cadence, like he's saying yip yip, but you can't make the words, and he slings the thing.
Is that an EE? How? What?
Yeah,
She's like trying to
something
talk to
like that.
Momo, and she's like, "What did you say? Teach me."
He just looks up at you and shrugs, and Appa takes off into the air.
And Anaya's just like, "Okay, we're doing this." She's given up.
Lucy's holding on for dear life.
It takes quite a bit of travel. You guys pretty much are up here for a full day. You have rations, you have stuff. Not a full day, but you know what I mean. Like it takes you the full night to get there with the time, and as you guys start to crest over the clouds and see an image of an island that is mostly fortress, you can barely see the ring of this island where it sits. Appa starts to dive bomb down onto it.
Oh God.
And Momo like stands up and grabs the stick and just opens it and like lifts up. It's like, ready?
Okay.
Take
Okay.
time.
Let's
Anyone else
go.
going with me? And I was just grabbing onto the little handles. She's like, "Yeah, I guess we're gliding."
Yeah, you're all gonna be rolling push your luck. So everyone wanna roll passion for me?
Okay.
Oh,
That's a 6.
I have a plus. Okay.
Oh,
got an
yeah,
8.
That's a 6.
An 8, a 6,
Mhm.
An 8.
an 8.
A 9.
Cool. Cool. Okay. With that, Arin, Salvia, and Luci. The three of you jump along with Anaya, and you guys start to lie down. Anaya, you feel your stuff slip, and you start to plummet towards the prison. Go ahead and mark a point of growth because this is a failed roll, and that's how we're doing it for this one shot.
Okay.
The three of you see this as you see Anaya start to fall off the back.
Can we help?
Guys,
Can we try to
help!
grab?
Right.
What are you trying to do?
I want to try to grab before the fall goes too much.
So we'll put you also potential to fall if you fail.
Okay. Look, I want one hand on the glider, reaching.
Okay. Roll push your luck again. You're gonna have a -1 to this roll.
Okay. So that's a 10.
Okay. It's a 10. You reach out and you're able to grab Anaya. The two of you still fall.
Oh shit.
But in this grab, you're able to bleed some momentum because you guys are pretty close to the prison at this point. And what happens is the two of you still in the glider with Momo crash up on the northern wall and land on top of there. The two of you are able to kill the momentum, and at the last second, Anaya with a burst of water bending, you guys land and roll into the middle of the prison. However, you land in like the yard.
Well, there goes the sub entrance, guys.
just right off the bat. Okay.
Are you okay?
I'm okay. Are you okay?
Yeah.
She kind of like reaches out and like just holds Lucy's hand. I'm like, we're gonna have to. Should we run? I feel like we should run and try.
Let's run. We should run. I think that's a good idea.
They try and I guess Anaya starts like just trying to run to wherever the nearest outflow is, hoping that there's no one there.
As the two of you run off, you hear alarms start to go off in the prison. The two of you up on top of like the guard tower also hear this. And you hear the voice of General Shinugo across the prison. Well, we have intruders. Our contact was right. They must have sent a force in. Everyone get ready. Get to your stations. Hello, Lucy.
Oh, wonderful. All right. Great.
Oh God.
Something tells me we've been spotted.
No, yeah, I think so. Maybe we should. Hi. She kind of like reaches out a hand, kind of like maybe we should.
This was over the loudspeaker. He's not actually in front of you right now.
Okay. Just like okay. So maybe uniform plan. Let's go try and find someone and steal their uniforms.
Oh, all right. Okay.
I guess we'll start running to find like some sort of barracks or something.
You want to run deeper into the prison? Yeah. Give me rely on your skills and training as you guys make your way through the hall. Try to find something. There'll be focus rolls for the two of you. The two of you that landed on top, Arin and Salvia, what you guys like to do at this moment is to see you look down over the side and you see the two of them run deeper into the prison.
I mean, we're gonna look at each other. I think Arin's gonna say, "Did you see this coming?"
Not this, but hey, improvising, high risk, high reward. Let's go. We did see in the direction they ran to, like the other two ran to, correct?
Yeah, they ran through one of the outer doors into the prison.
We can meet them there.
Yes, no matter what, we need to try to stay together as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you guys want to make your way down to like the nearest door on top of this guard tower up here and make your way in?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
Keep
cool.
your eyes peeled.
Cool. The two of you who ran in, what did you roll? 7? Okay.
8.
8, perfect. The two of you make your way in. This is a soft hit with this. So in this moment, if you're rushing through, I'm going to be the option. Do each of you want to mark a fatigue, or do you want something that can't be complicated as you run into this prison?
Things are already pretty complicated.
I think I'll mark a fatigue.
I'm gonna mark a fatigue.
Perfect. You guys head into their full sprint, very mentally unwell from that announcement as you guys run in. But you do find a barracks, and you do find like where they kind of stay at in the prison, and can grab a couple uniforms quickly.
Okay. Do you know how to like? Is there any? We didn't even talk about how to. You know what? Let's just put these on. And yeah. Okay. Let's go, Hotman.
I'm gonna need you to come up with your own last name too, because I don't want to do that. But Hotman's fine.
Yeah, it's just something I thought. I heard my mom say it once. I don't know if that was like maybe something that people said.
Oh, okay. I thought you were making that my last name. All right. Okay. Yeah. Don't say that to the guards. It's not necessarily a term of endearment.
Okay. Well, I guess should we just is there can we like look around the barracks for maybe like a schedule or something for like posts of where guards are supposed to be?
You just see who's on shift for the night.
Okay.
No names you guys recognize, but it does say both the general and the commander are here.
Okay. This is great. This is fine. We're gonna be fine.
Yep, everything's gonna be great. The good news is that if there were shifts set up here, that doesn't matter anymore because now they're all looking for us.
Well, they won't be able to find us because disguises.
Yep.
Okay. I guess let's
just go try to find the others or the people we need to find, and hope we run into them first.
Let's do that. Let's skedaddle.
The two of you head back and start running back out the barracks. The two of you who made your way in through the north, You are on like the upper level of the prisons. These are more like offices are, and like guards, like break rooms and stuff like that. As you guys make your way down the hallway.
Okay, so like when you say offices, like the warden's office too?
Yep, you do see a
Yeah.
warden office, and the warden nameplate says Commander Zoe. You
Great.
see another door at the far end of the hall that also says Assistant Warden General Shinu. And then you see like other names that you don't recognize as like different positions underneath them, as well as like a break room at the end, like the middle of the hallway.
Okay.
Should we cause some chaos here?
I think Arin is going to like her stomach is gonna drop when Salvia says that, but she does trust Salvia, so she's gonna kind of grab your hands and be like, "What do you got?"
Well, she. The best way to explain this, she's gonna take out her fan, and she's going to dig into the pouch with dirt. She's not an airbender, obviously, but she wants to use the momentum of the whipping around with the fan with the movement of the dirt to maybe just disturb the offices just a little bit, just throw some shit around type of vibes. If that makes sense. I want to do that.
I'm muted. That would help. Go ahead and roll skills and training and roll focus for me.
So that is a 9.
Okay. Do you want to push yourself to avoid consequences and mark a fatigue, or do you want some fun consequences?
Let's push ourselves.
Okay, mark 1 fatigue as you're able to reach out, and the little bit of what's here plus some of the stuff from your backpack starts to move and just create a little bit of chaos as you see. You do hear shouts from some of these doors as your earth's trying to move around and stuff. I am going to need the two of you to roll assess the situation and roll creativity.
Ooh, that's a 12.
That is. That is a 10.
Cool. As you feel your earth move around and like get in the way of some of these officers and stuff, both of you are aware enough to feel an intense heat behind you as the door to the warden's door blows off and you see Commander Zoe standing there. Well, hello there.
Hello.
And we cut back downstairs to where the two of you are running through the halls and just trying to find your way deeper into the prison, trying to find either your friends or prisoners that you're here to save. I need both of you to roll 2d6, and I need to know who rolls higher.
Okay.
I rolled a 6.
I rolled 11.
Perfect. So you roll higher. So you guys turn the corner. Anaya, you see someone that you've only seen pictures of before a powerful blast of fire goes over both of your heads. And you see your Aunt Saya, your mom's older sister. Well, niece. Hello, look at you all grown up and here to spend some time with your aunt. And you brought back a traitor with you. Even better.
Yes, I'm. You can tell she's gonna try and like, she's like looking over at Luci like, I'm here to turn her in. She was sneaking around, and I wanted to prove, be on the good side, the side that's right. My dad and mom, I just think that they're. I don't know what they were doing keeping me there.
You really need to work on that. It'd be really helpful. But do you guys really think Ty Lee got out on her own? Yeah.
Probably not.
We planted a bug on her. I knew you were coming. And we're not the only ones here. Lord Ozai will be here within the hour. And she moves forward to attack. And that's, I think, Kate, if you're listening, I think we should take a break now. Nice 10-15-minute break before we dive into this here.
You can't do this. I have the power of God and anime on my side.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Avatar the Last Airbender, The Last Stand here on Don't Kill My Character for Women's History Month. We left off with Commander Zoe, the warden of the prison, confronting both Salvia and Arin in the guard barracks, as well as the aunt of Anaya, Saya, meeting the two of them, Luci and Anaya, at the end of the hallway as well. So we're going to enter combat. We're going to run this all together, so we'll cut back and forth for the cinematics of this. But the way combat in this works is pretty much rock, paper, scissors-esque. I'm going to choose right now. There are two approaches and not tell you what they are. So we'll do that for them. We'll do that for them. And you guys now can choose your approaches for what you want to do, whether you want to attack in advance, defend and maneuver, evade and observe, when you want to pick which techniques you'll get if you roll. If you're going to do defend and maneuver, you need to roll focus. If you're going to do advance and attack, I need you to roll passion. And if you're going to do evade and observe, you need to roll creativity or harmony. So go ahead and make those rolls, whatever you're choosing to do. And then everyone will roll one by one, let you know, so I know what everyone's doing for this round of combat.
What was advance and attack again? I'm sorry.
It is passion.
Okay.
And what is it? Evade and observe?
Either creativity or harmony, your choice.
I thought that's what that was.
Okay.
So I can roll harmony, just double checking for evade and observe
Yep.
page. Okay,
You
cool.
sure can.
All right, so that means that I rolled a 10.
That's good.
Okay.
Evade and observe.
I rolled a 10 for advance and attack.
Perfect. Ava, Abigail?
I rolled a 9 for defend and maneuver.
Okay. And Ava?
I rolled an 11 for evade and observe, but I also have a technique.
Okay. Yeah, you'll do the techniques when you roll to see what technique-wise you can do. So we'll go in order. Defend and maneuver is always first. So Abigail is the one that shows that. With a 9, you can use either one basic or one mastered technique. So what would you like to choose?
I'm using my mastered technique that comes with my playbook. So I'm going to use lure. You'll put a foe off balance by luring them in. Name a foe you lure.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be Auntie. If they don't attempt to either inflict fatigue, conditions, balance shifts, or negative statuses on you by the end of this exchange, they must mark 2 fatigue. If they do attempt to harm you this exchange, you become favored for the next exchange.
Okay, perfect. So what do you say to Saya as you kind of move forward to defend in front of Anaya?
I think I just stand in front of Anaya. Or no, I think I'm gonna start to sidestep actually, to as if like trying to go around and take attention off of Anaya, and I'm just gonna say, you know, they lie. They lie a lot.
I mean, it's the Fire Nation, honey. It's all about power here.
Ooh.
You know, you don't have any of that, right? That's as if I remember correctly. Yeah, that made sense why you ran away. Okay. Advance and attack, I believe. Actually, we had one defend maneuver from the bad guys. As back upstairs, Commander Zoe moves forward and braces himself as the two of you prepare to do whatever it is you're going to do. But our only attacker on the good side, Anaya, what do you like to do? You rolled a 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you can do either one basic or one mastered, or you can choose to mark a fatigue to use your learned. You can use your practice technique, or you can use 2 basic or 2 master techniques.
So I'm going to mark a fatigue to use my learned.
Okay.
And so Anaya, she's going to use the ice prison, which basically kind of aggressively wraps a foe in ice. So she's going to kind of like, I guess she probably has like her little satchel of water, kind of like how you've probably seen Katara, and just splash water like around, like up to her knees almost, and just try and reduce the mobility of her aunt.
Okay.
Just so that way we can be like, stop, we need to talk.
So with eye prison, if you want to mark the condition, you're going to have to mark 2 fatigue to do so.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and mark 2 more fatigue. As they get the trapped condition, but they are also going to take their attack at the same time, as they are going to use their flame knives as they throw those out. They're going to mark up to 3 fatigue. Okay, so that's more of a prepare. So you see them start to, like, all 5 of their fingers light up in flame as they prep their knives, as they are now locked in ice around them, but the ice already starting to melt somewhat from this. Back upstairs, evade and observe. The 2 of you, what did you roll?
I rolled 11.
Okay.
I rolled a 10.
Okay, so both of you can either choose to use 2 moves, basic or mastered. You can choose to use your practice technique, or you can mark a fatigue to use your learn technique. Also, Sereni, your learn technique is now practiced because you used it in combat, so go ahead and make that a practice technique now.
I'm going to use my mastered technique, Anticipate.
Okay. Well, you going to read what that does for me?
Yes. Study a nearby foe to learn where their momentum will take them next. Declare the approach they are tending towards. In the next exchange, that foe must use that approach or marking condition.
Perfect. What do you want the commander to use next exchange, next round?
I want... We know he's a firebender, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Come at me with fire.
So you want him to attack you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And you get to choose 1 more move because you did roll higher than a 10. So you can choose either test balance, bolster, or hinder, or commit from the basic moves. Also, because you 2 took evade and observe, if you have any fatigue, you do get 1 fatigue back. So remember to keep track. Every time you roll evade, it does give you fatigue back, which is good because you do not want that to fill up, because then you start marking conditions.
Remind me the moves that I can take.
Test balance, bolster, or hinder, or commit. They're on the second page of the move sheet. They're in the corner.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Let us... Let's hinder.
Okay. Gain or impede, inflict an appropriate status. Okay. What status do you want to inflict on them? Doomed, impaired, trapped, or stunned? I say with the position you're in, you probably couldn't do doomed, but you could do either and either 3.
You said I can't do doomed?
Yeah, doomed would be something you would need to do something a little higher to do that one. So either 3 you can choose in this moment.
Let's do impaired.
Impaired? Slow enough bounce, mark off fatigue, or take the test student. Okay, so he'll get 1 fewer technique when he goes. Cool, good to know. And both of you evaded. So, what moves are you taking, Arin?
Yes. So I think first Arin is gonna do commit, because so I started off with my balance shifted like 1 towards forgiveness, so it's gonna shift 1 more to the right towards action.
Okay.
Because I think on seeing Commander Zoe, like Arin's commitment to forgiveness is being challenged in this moment.
That tracks.
Yeah. So, okay. And then what she's going to do next is test balance. So I have a question about this mechanic because so I took Evade and Observe, which cleared any existing fatigue. It would not apply to fatigue taken during this turn.
It would have just cleared one beforehand, yeah.
Right. Okay, cool. So that means, yeah, I'm going to mark 1 fatigue to challenge an engaged foe's balance.
Okay. Commander Zo's principle is an accomplished general, so 1 sec while I bring it up.
Mm-hmm.
It is ambition.
Okay. So I think what Arin is going to say is, I guess, have you really learned nothing after all these years, Commander Zo? Are you so blinded by your ambition that you can't see how any of this is wrong?
Still just as naive as when I found you and your delightful family. Don't worry, you'll see them soon. Okay, so we move into the next exchange. So he chose to defend. So what his stuff was, he marked a fatigue to ready himself for next round. And he didn't get to use any of their one because he didn't get to retaliate because no one struck at him. So he doesn't get to do nothing there. So we move into the next round. Choose your guys' next approach. We move to the second round. Commander Zo is going to commit to an attack because he was told to. So we're going to commit him to attacking. That's the one that you get to know. You won't know what the Annie's doing yet. Just roll your rolls and I'll just go down the line to see what people did. Okay, is anyone defending for this round? Abigail,
Oh, yes,
and
actually, I am.
Okay, everyone but Serinitea is defending. Cool. Okay, what do you guys roll?
11.
Okay.
Hold on, roll with focus. Okay, yeah, so Arin rolled a 3.
Go ahead and mark a point of growth, because that's a fail. With a 6, you are able to shift your balance away to use a basic technique, or you can just take the miss and just move on. So it's up to you. If you want to still take a basic action, you can this turn. Otherwise, you just miss your turn.
Let's see. And it would have to be a defended maneuver basic.
Yeah, so you would do
Okay.
one of those 3 there.
Okay, I think I will, yeah, I think, yeah, I'll just pass on that for now. Yeah, I'll just let it go.
So you won't shift your balance. And then Ava, what do you roll?
A 10.
Okay, cool. So 2 of you can choose either 2 moves that are basic or mastered, or you can do a practiced, or you can do a learned for a -1 fatigue. So we'll start with Abigail downstairs. What do you want to do?
All right, so I would like to. Sorry, my tabs got all messed up for a second. It's all back. Okay, so I have the favored condition now because nothing was inflicted against me last turn.
Yeah.
So I get to choose an additional basic or mastered technique in the next exchange, even on a miss.
So you get 3 moves. What would you like to do?
All right, I'm going to use better, faster, stronger, which is practiced. This is the defended maneuver. I push my equipment to its limits to move fast and charge up. So what happens is I start running towards the ant, and I'm going to try to get her attention to turn towards me because I'm going to be opposite of Anaya. And then as I'm running, the disc I'm holding, I flick my wrist, and the inner disc sprouts another disc that moves to the side and then becomes like a larger disc, and the gems pop out a little and do the same thing. So it's just this massive frisbee essentially of death, and I'm going to run over, and because with this I mark 1 fatigue and use seize a position, but no foe can block me.
No.
I can mark an additional fatigue to gain empowered for as long as I maintain the new position, or move to an unstable area to make it safe. So I'm going to spend the additional fatigue to become empowered. And I'm just ready to
as you
exchange
kind of
blows.
move to this position and set yourself, you feel a heat of fire behind you as she tries to throw a knife to stop you, but is unable to stop your movement in position with the ice prison wrapped around her as well.
Awesome.
And then you still have 2 more techniques. What else you doing?
Okay, so are both of them basic or sorry?
It can be basic or mastered. So if you would have other mastered ones, you could, but you can also just do basic.
Okay, I think I'm going to retaliate. So I'm gonna steal myself.
Okay. Better, faster, stronger was your practice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, then you get 1 more move actually then, because you could have chose to do 2 of your other ones, but you didn't. This is your additional one from Empowered.
Got it.
Or
Okay.
Favored, I mean.
Perfect. So I'm going to use retaliate to steal myself.
Perfect. To get ready for any blows to come your way, because she is definitely attacking. Okay, Ava, what are you doing?
I'm going to be doing a counter strike, which is my learned.
Cool. So mark 1 fatigue. This will be all you can do because this is a learned technique.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go ahead and read out counter strike for our audience?
Yes. Using impeccable timing, read your foe's movement and lash out with blinding speed. Execute a strike as if you had marked 1 fatigue against an engaged foe who could advance an attack as their approach. You cannot use a technique if you have any negative statuses.
Okay, they are advancing an attack, so you will have to do a strike. Perfect.
Yep. And she is going to lash out and try to aim for his hands or wrist with her fan, which is a metal fan.
Okay, are you trying to, with a strike, are you trying to make him mark 2 fatigue, mark condition, or shift his balance?
2 fatigue.
2 fatigue? Cool. Perfect. Okay, we're going to the attack round, which is both of our NPCs here.
Wait, sorry. I did not process the whole I can shift my balance thing when
you want to shift your balance and do a basic?
Okay?
Yeah, you want to shift your balance?
Yeah.
Which way are you shifting it?
To the right, towards action.
Okay.
Actually, because I think I was coming at it from a role-playing perspective, and I was like, it just doesn't make sense to take any of these moves unless it's shifted. So I think, if Arin fails and it shifts towards action, then she will take the retaliate defend and maneuver move, which says.
Okay, cool, perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect because he's about to target both of you. As he is going to use Fire Stream. And since you guys are both in the same hallway, he can hit you both. So he's going to mark 1 fatigue. And he is going to inflict... Oh, actually, I can do more here. Hold on. He's going to mark 3 fatigue, actually. You are both going to take the doomed and impaired statuses.
Whoa.
As just a massive volley of fire goes down the hallway as he just kind of Kamehameha holds his hands and then just pushes forward, blasting down the hallway. He did inflict condition. Oh, he did not inflict the condition. He inflicted statuses. So this won't take into your retaliate. Let's see. So I don't think this does any fatigue to you. No, it's not. Cool. So yeah, you both marked those conditions. You are doomed and impaired as this fire starts to surround the both of you. Back downstairs. With those flame knives hidden or held from last turn, she is going to commit to that. And she can now inflict damage. So you inflict fatigue or condition on the foe, inflict an additional -1 fatigue for each remaining. So she is going to do a strike, which she gets a couple of these because she has a higher than 1 status. So she is going to take 2 strikes at Abbigail's character for the distraction, and then I'm going to say she's going to burn 1 to try to break the prison, which will be a separate roll. So Let's see, Luci, go ahead and mark a condition. She's gonna mark angry on yours, and she just burns you, hits you with a knife right across the brow.
Then she has to mark fatigue.
Yep, she's gonna mark fatigue. She also has to mark 1 for that. So she's up to 3 fatigue for that. And then she's gonna do a second strike, so she's gonna mark another fatigue on you. And she's gonna make you take 2 fatigue as well.
Okay, then I'm out of fatigue.
Okay, cool. If you have to take fatigue going forward, you will start to mark conditions.
All right.
Cool. We will shift over to Serenitea. What were you doing? Are you attacking or evading? You are muted if you were talking.
Hi. Okay. I was evading, and I rolled an 11.
Cool. So you can either do 2 of your master or basic techniques. You can do 1 practiced or 1 learned, which you don't have any learned anymore. So just 1 practiced.
Okay. And then, so I was going to do the other practice one that I had, which I realized was not water. It is for fresh. So that is apply water to reinvigorate and close wounds on a willing target.
Okay.
And I feel like it's pretty obvious that that's going to go towards Luci.
Okay. Does that return fatigue?
Let me see. Yes, it marks 1 fatigue to heal an ally who's evading and observing, clear an appropriate status from them, and clear 3 fatigue or 2 conditions.
Okay, so clear 3 fatigue, Luci.
Thank you so much.
I love you.
Okay. As we
I love you too.
As we get through this exchange and you guys all prepare for the next exchange until you hear a commotion. Upstairs, the 2 of you feel a whoosh of air as a boomerang goes over your guys' head, goes past the commander, comes back around and knocks him unconscious. As you look back to see a very weak Sokka behind you. While downstairs, the 2 of you see a barrage of stilettos and knives thrown down the hallway, pinning your aunt to the wall as you see Mai limp around the corner. We're done with this exchange, as those 2 have been taken out. First one upstairs, Sokka is like, are you guys to help? Highly sent.
Yes, we are. Oh no. Please, come in.
Yeah, don't worry about me. We need to get the others. They're taking the benders out of here to the capital, or Ozai's gonna execute them.
Oh no! We have to hurry.
Yeah, they're gonna be here anytime soon. So if you guys we need to head to the dots.
We can do that. For Sokka, does it look like, for some of his injuries, does it look like there is anything that is popped out of place, or is it mainly just a lot of bruising?
It's a lot of bruising and a lot of limping. It's only anything's broken, but he's definitely like sprained a few things and is like barely holding himself up.
Could I use my skills to try to kind of build up a what's it called, a stilt, I'm blanking on the terminology, but like something to help just like straighten him a bit more?
Yeah, you can kind of build a structure around him. Go ahead and roll skills and training. As we'll cut back downstairs to the 2 of you, and you see Mai kind of limp over to you, also not looking great. Good, helps here. Great. Sokka, I think went for your friends. We need to get out of here.
Okay.
They're coming for the other 3 and the rest of the benders that they have held here. Ozai should be here soon. So we need to get to Aang.
Lead the way. Do you know where he is, or?
We need to get to where the boats are. We were to cause promotion, so the guards should be busy. We should go to get the doors open.
Okay. I guess we start running.
Yeah, just 1 second. And you see her just stop where your aunt is and just elbow her in the throat, knocking her unconscious.
Thank you for that.
No worries. She's a bitch. Let's go.
I agree. My first time meeting her, and honestly, I don't...
You're not missing out. Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay, you all four of you follow the two of them and rush out. What did you roll, Ava?
A 10.
Perfect. Easily. You build him pretty much rock boots that just start moving him forward. You guys make it out into the yard, and you already see massive amount of fighting between prisoners, which are mostly just prisoners of war. So they're fighting back against these guards, and even some of the Fire Nation troops that have poured in. But as you look past the doors that have been opened, you also see familiar rebel ships and Fire Nation ships, as this assault has just fully surrounded the Boiling Rock now. Everyone is fighting. You see at the door, as the two of you that were downstairs with Mai, you see up above your two friends and Sokka running, and they land as they jump down by the doors, and you guys gather together.
Oh, thank God.
Everyone all right?
I had a family reunion.
Well, that's not great.
No, it wasn't. But we met Mai.
I see that.
Nice to meet you.
Lady Mai.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of time. Some of our friends should bring the benders up soon. We need to be ready to leave. How'd you guys get in?
So, funny story. That was like a one-way ticket and kind of not the way we planned, so we're gonna have to improvise.
We fell.
Fair enough.
Gravity.
All of you roll me assess the situation,
Okay.
which is
Minus.
creativity.
That is a...
Oh. Got a 6.
That
Or
is
growth.
a not natural 12.
Hell yeah.
5. 'Cause I'm
Mark
angry.
growth as well.
And that is a 9.
Okay, cool. So the two of you, Salvia and Anaya, you start to feel something pulse under your feet, which, especially for you, Salvia, is weird because this is metal. Until you see a burst through the middle of the floor as a figure is just covered in metal armor with 3 people over her shoulders as she drops down Aang, Katara, and Zuko to the ground, and the metal dissolves back, covering the hole as you see Toph standing in front of you. Well, took you long enough. God, gotta do everything around here.
We were doing our best.
It's okay, guys. The greatest earthbender of all time is here now. We got this. Which one of you had the thing for Twinkle Toes?
Which one of us
What
did?
thing?
The thing
My
that
brain is
Lily
blanking.
gave you.
Yeah, the thing Tyler
Kylie would
gave
have gave one of you something, so whoever wants to say they grabbed it.
I'll say I have it because I also have the bag with the earth stuff. Oh, me,
Cool.
me. Sorry about that.
You take him over there and start to heal him.
Okay.
Katara, here is, and you see Toph just bring out like a multiple water skins and just start laying them out next to Katara. You see
Oh, I've got some
Katara.
more.
That would be helpful. Katara weakly reaches a hand and just starts to heal everyone around her. So you guys all clear all your fatigue.
Oh, hell yeah.
Thanks for that.
Thank you.
As this water starts to surround your whole group, and you even see Zuko and Aang and herself all start to get a little bit invigorated. Aang's still kind of out of it from whatever's going on with him. But as Aang starts to heal, and you start to see the arrow on his head start to flicker again with that white light. It keeps coming on and off as he's starting to catch his bearings. There's a loud sound of thunder. And there's a flash of lightning in front of the doors.
That's never a good sign.
Oh my gosh.
As Lord Ozai
No.
and Princess Azula descend in front of you. You see Aang stand up. Look at you guys. The 4 of you can keep Azula busy. That would be great. And you see him grab Katara and Zuko, and his eyes turn white, and the 3 of them in Ozai go as he tackles Ozai into the water, and the 4 of them are now just, you see flashes of combat between the 4 of them. Well, what do we have here? One of my former friends, the useless buffoon with the boomerang, And honestly, I don't even know who the hell the 4 of you are.
That's fair.
As she raises 2 hands and lightning starts to crackle.
Well, it's fine. The future won't remember you well.
You look a little out of sorts there, buddy.
I just put my hand up for Salvia to high five it.
Yay!
That was sick.
As we are going to move into our final combat exchange here. So, I'm not even going to tell you. I'm not even going to not hide it. She's attacking. I don't know what to tell you. She's just going to attack you guys. So, choose whatever defense you guys will want to do. Honestly, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm probably only going to be choosing attack actions. So
that is fair.
Okay, cool.
This is Azula. I don't know what else to do to play her besides just attack.
Yeah. I'm gonna use that advantage that we got from the chat so kindly.
Go for it.
Yep. Oh, I like that better, but it's not great. Let's see.
Okay.
Probably gonna be nice and throw all my channel points also towards the level update. I don't know if you guys are gonna hit it in this combat, but we'll see.
I don't think, yeah.
I got a 7, so.
Okay.
I got a 10. Wait.
We'll do it
I
this
got
way.
a 10.
Who's defending? Who's going for defense for this first round?
Me.
2 of you? Okay, cool. None of our NPCs are defending either, the 2 that are with you. Honestly, they're not even gonna like really roll because NPCs that I control just do whatever they're gonna do. So we'll get to what they do. But defend. Okay, so who rolled higher? What do you guys roll?
11.
11.
7. So that's
7. Okay, so you can choose to do either 2 basic and mastered techniques, or you can do your practiced or 1 learned.
I am going to go ahead and do my mastered, my practiced technique. Again, I'm going to do better, faster, stronger. So push the equipment, does the disc thing, go up to Azula.
What's it look like as you seize a better position in this fight, as you run forward?
I just run as quickly as I can, and I think I attempt to do like a zigzag line because I don't know what she's about to do. And I'm going to mark the 2 fatigue, so I will seize the position. So I'm going to kind of try to be a little in her face. And then I'm going to mark the additional fatigue to gain empowered for as long as I maintain the new position. So that is what I'm doing. She can't block it. And then for my basic move, let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna have retaliate prepared, so steal myself for their blows each time a foe inflicts fatigue or condition. I will inflict fatigue.
Okay, perfect. With a 7, you can do a basic or mastered technique. So what would you like to do, Arin?
Yeah, I'm gonna do basic. I don't have a mastered defend maneuver.
Okay, cool.
So question, when I do a basic, can I does like the 2 moves that I chose, does that apply? Like if I were to...
No, you have for basic,
okay.
it's just the 3 that are listed. So
separate.
ready,
Okay.
retaliator, seize the position.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, I think I'm still gonna do seize a position, like I was planning on doing. So yeah, Arin is going to kind of like just, dash forward to like put herself in between Azula and Anaya and Salvia. And yeah, is just gonna kind of be like, come at me. Taking like a martial arts stance, like from her school training.
You jump in front of your 2 friends and do that. To the attacks. The first 2 attacks that Azula gets, because she gets 5 as a legendary NPC. 2 lightning bolts come from the ground, or come from the sky and hit the ground in front of Sokka and Mai, knocked 2 of them out instantly. As they were at they had they were both fucked up. They were still pretty hurt. So they go flying back unconscious against the walls. Before we get to our other 3 moves, was anyone else attacking this turn?
I
You
was.
were attacking?
Yes,
Okay, cool.
yes.
What'd you roll?
I forgot I was, and then I remembered. Oh wait, that's what I planned.
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 10.
Cool. So you can do 2 moves, 1 basic, 1 mastered, or you can do a practiced move.
So I'm also going to do another practice move, and I'm going to just try Ice Prison again, and basically just shoot out water at her hands, kind of just trying to engulf them in 2 icy fists of just
So if Ice Prison, go ahead and mark 2 fatigue, and they get the trap condition, so they are now stuck in place. Cool. You stepped down, so we'll just continue with Azula's moves. So I need to go to a specific section of these bend-in techniques. Okay, what did I give her? Ooh, okay. First off, she's going to use a spiral flare kick. And without even moving from position as one of her latest traps, she just takes the other leg up, fully lifts it up to her head, and then kicks out as a spiral flame shoots out towards Arin. She's going to mark 1 fatigue. Oh, she can target 2 foes. So she's going to target both Arin and Luci, since they were the 2 that moved up to defend.
Ouch.
Let's see. So since she chose 2 individual foes, you each mark 2 fatigue or 1 condition, your choice.
I'm gonna mark a condition.
And then were you guys doing anything defensive-wise to counter? So I know you both did defend. So do you guys have anything prepped?
Yeah, that she takes fatigue for.
Okay, cool. Fatigue for her. Perfect. I believe she also marks fatigue for her kick. Yeah, she does. And then Arin, what was your defense technique you had? Were you also doing
I was doing seize a position, yeah. So
Oh, okay. Cool. She would have let you do that. She wouldn't have marked fatigue for that. Perfect.
Okay.
So she's at 2 fatigue as you both take either the 2 fatigue or the condition, whatever your guys' choice was.
I took the afraid condition.
Cool. And with her other 2 attacks, she is going to take 2 lightning blast attacks at each Salvia and Anaya. As you just see her cock her arms back and 2 massive bolts of blue lightning shoot towards the 2 of you. She is going to only mark 3 fatigue, so you 2 will choose. Well, you guys will both take 2 fatigue. So she will mark 3 fatigue twice. 2 would be 8. Okay. Cool. So 2 of you take your 2 fatigue. Ava, I'm assuming you evaded and observed. Okay, what are you doing? And what did you roll?
I rolled a 12, and I'm going to do Anticipate again.
Okay, cool. Anticipate, and you will also be able to use one of the basic ones as well.
Yes.
So with Anticipate, you declare what approach they're doing. What do you want them to do next turn? They were probably going to just attack regardless, but
Yeah.
you guys need to push towards.
The next attack that they do, they're going to miss and hit the wall.
Cool. Okay, cool. And then what are you doing for your other evade?
We're going to hinder.
Cool. Sounds good. You're going to hinder and give her a status. I'm going to say in this moment, of her already kind of impaired, or she's already trapped, I'm going to say you knock her off balance a little bit and stun her, so she's going to have 1 less techniques next round.
Yep.
And as this round ends, you guys hear a loud flash of lightning and land in a pile next to both Sokka and Mai Izuko, unconscious. Badly burned from his dad.
Not again.
No, buddy.
Can't catch a break.
Okay. New round of combat. Azula's going to keep attacking, so go ahead and choose your approaches and make your rolls. And once again, who is going to defend and maneuver?
I'm always defending and maneuvering. That's a
Good.
10.
Okay. Cool. Anyone else defending? No?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that as well.
Okay.
Again.
Cool.
Sorry, it's a 4.
Go ahead and mark growth. You got to be close to a level up. How many growth points is that for you now?
This poor girl. Yeah, I just need one more failure.
One more failure, you'll get a level up. Love that for you. So you can shift your balance to still do a basic if you want to. But while you decide to do that, Abigail, what 2 moves are you doing, or are you using a practice again? You are also favored right now, if I remember correctly. So you get another additional basic or master on top of this.
I'm not favored right now. I'm empowered.
Empowered.
So, I clear 1 fatigue at the end of every.
Gotcha. So at the end of every round.
As long as I'm in this position.
Sounds good.
Dangerous position. I'm going to go ahead and do lure. So put a foe off balance by luring them in. Name a foe you lure, Azula. If they don't attempt to either inflict fatigue conditions, balance shifts, or negative statuses on you at the end of this exchange, they must mark 2 fatigue. If they do, then I become favored for the next exchange. So hoping
well, you guys are so close to that level up. I'm looking at the goal right now. You're 80 points away.
Yep.
80 points, guys. You can give them all a level up.
I am all out. And I'm going to let's see. I'm going to use ready, and will inflict a condition or inflict a status on Azula, whatever you deem appropriate.
Perfect. And as you do that, I just got 80 points. You can take your level up, everybody. As I'm going to push you over. So all of you can just clear your growth tracks and take one thing from that list. Just do it as we're playing. You can either you can bump a stat, you can choose a playbook move, whatever you guys would do. But with that, so sorry I missed that as I was doing that. Abigail, what moves did you choose to do?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just kidding. I did ready to mark 1 fatigue to ready myself for the environment, assigning or clearing a fictionally appropriate status to nearby characters. So I'm going to assign a status to Azula, but I'll let you pick on what a negative status would work for.
She's already impaired and stunned, so I'll just say she'll just get 1 less technique again. Okay. So she's down to 3 for this turn.
Great.
And then what was your other one? Because that was just 1 basic. I believe you rolled higher, right?
Yeah, so I did a mastered. I did lore, which was if she attempts to inflict anything, then, or if she doesn't attempt to
the one where she has to target you or not.
Yeah, gotcha. So if she doesn't target me, she marks 2 fatigue. If she does, then I become favored for the next exchange.
Perfect. Sounds good.
So I'm just trying to block her attacks and get her attention.
Okay, cool. Arin, what are you choosing to do?
Yeah, so I did shift my balance, which I'm now all the way into.
So you're like right up, you're almost about to go over. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And so I'm gonna do retaliate. So yeah, you've seen that before. We know what that does.
Yeah, you steal yourself, and we move to attack. Was anyone else attacking besides Azula?
Me.
Both of you? Okay, cool. What'd you roll?
I rolled a 10.
Cool. And Sereni, what'd you roll?
I rolled a 5.
Okay, so you can mark 1 fatigue and shift your balance to do a basic attack if you would like.
Okay.
You just gotta choose which way you want your balance to go.
Okay. We're gonna go more towards Unity.
Okay, cool. You move 1 towards Unity, and you can choose either strike, pressure, or smash. Ava, what were you doing for your turn? As you can choose 2 or a practiced or learn.
I'm doing a practiced.
Okay, what would you like to do?
Rock column, pin a foe with column of earth, and inflict impaired on a single combatant. If they're already impaired, inflict trapped. If they're already trapped, inflict doom.
They're already trapped, but they were not impaired, so you mark They have to mark 1 fatigue or take a -2 to their rolls. Oh, that's for players. They did 1 fewer technique again, so they're down to 2 moves for this turn. Actually, no, because this implies at the end of the exchange. So yeah, they still have 3 for this one. Then they'll lose another 2 from also your turn and Abigail's turn that they did. Okay, and then you get 1 basic as well. Or no, you did practice, so that's your turn. Serenitea, what was your basic technique?
I'm going to pressure, which choose an approach. Your foe cannot choose an approach for the next exchange.
Okay. That you can choose to force them to do something else besides attack if you want its turn.
I'm gonna have her evade and observe.
Okay, you're gonna knock her on her back foot. Perfect.
Mhm.
As you both just water and earth surge forward towards her, and just the earth pinning her in place and making it hard to move, and just the water kind of lapping like water against like the side of a shore against these water and kind of pushing her off balance. But not enough, as she now take her 3 attacks. She will not, I'm gonna say with that, what you did, the fire kick's gonna be a little bit hard to aim at the moment, so she can't do that. I believe Lucy's probably the closest to her at the moment.
I am directly in front of her.
She's going to use Arc Lightning on you.
Oh no.
She channels lightning through her body against a closely engaged foe. Mark 1 fatigue to inflict a condition on an enraged foe who used advanced and attack technique against you in this exchange. If they ever have a condition marked, they are also stunned. Since you did an advanced attack, what she's doing is she's going to instead not mark any fatigue, and what it's going to do is it's going to mark 1 fatigue on you instead of marking any conditions or statuses, as you just feel your body light up with lightning discharge around you. And then she's going to hurl 2 more bolts of lightning towards, because of this earth prison, towards Salvia. It's just 2 bolts of lightning come straight at you. So she's going to mark 6 fatigue. To do 12 points of fatigue damage to you. How much fatigue did you have left?
I have 3.
Okay. So with this, you're going to mark 3 conditions and fill your fatigue track. So you choose which 3 conditions you mark. As you guys just see Salvia lit up by Azula in this attack. She did not like being surrounded. So we move to the next exchange, and you guys hear another flash as Katara drops next to Zuko. Landon nets too, with just one hand on top of Zuko's hand. And you still look up and you see flashes of a flamed winged figure flying through the air, clashing with someone surrounded in rows of earth and air and fire and water, as the battle is getting more intense in the sky above you. Okay, next round. She's evading and observing this round, if I remember correctly, so she will not be making any attacks, which is probably good for you guys, because I'm not going to lie, all of her moves are attack moves. So, this is good for you.
You need to catch my breath.
Yeah, what would you guys like to do? Who's defending this turn? Is it you? Okay.
And I got a... wait, what do I add to that?
Defend is focus.
Thank you. You're the best. I love you so much. That is a 12.
Cool.
Also,
pay attention to the chat. You guys are getting some bonuses here for one.
I know. Thank you. And with that means I
You rolled
can do...
12, so yeah, you need 2 basic or master or 1 practice.
Okay, I'm gonna do a practice technique. Specifically, I'm going to refresh because I think some of us need some heals. So
Salvia got fucked up.
Salvia,
so yeah, that would be great.
we're gonna rush over to her and try and reinvigorate and close some of those wounds. So you can clear 3 fatigue or 2 conditions. Oh, and you can clear 1 inappropriate status.
Okay. So Ava, what would you like to clear? 3 fatigue or 2 conditions?
2 conditions.
Okay. Go ahead and do that. I don't believe anyone else was defending this round. Okay, who's attacking? The 2 that have been defended this whole time going in now? Go for it.
It was time to change up my strategy.
Hell yeah.
I got a 10 because of my new move, Mind of Steel. When you advance an attack or evade and observe with fewer conditions marked than your highest principal, which is +3, you can roll with focus instead of the normal stats.
Hell yeah, that level up already working in your favor. Love it. Okay, cool. So with a 10, are you taking 2 basic or mastered, or are you doing the 1 practice?
I only can do basic for these.
Okay, cool. Which 2 basic are you doing?
And I also have favored for this round, so I get another basic technique.
So you could do all 3 if you wanted. You could do 3 strikes, 3 smashes, whatever you want to do.
Can I do 3 strikes?
Yeah, you just want to move it and just start beating the shit out of Azula.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so you can choose to... Okay, so you can choose to make them mark 2 fatigue, mark condition, or shift their balance on each of these attacks. Or you can mark 1 fatigue to instead to choose to hammer them with your blows, force them to mark 2 fatigue, or strike where they are weak, inflicting a condition. So you can do it 3 times. You can just let them choose each time, or you can mark fatigue to pick. But it's up to you.
So, okay.
And explain what this looks like as you just move forward to just start attacking the princess.
It's very controlled because her control is at +2 right now.
Mm-hmm.
So she is just, it's very, very methodical. She's trying to shift focus away, especially seeing what happened with Salvia. And is just like, no, they have to make it out. They have to make it out. They have to make it out. And so it's like, it's a mix of using her disc and like elbowing her, like, so it's very quick. I am going to do, let me go to, I have so many tabs. There we go. I'm going to mark 2 to inflict a condition, and then I'll mark 1 fatigue for the other 2 strikes to inflict 2 fatigue.
Okay, so with that she will only mark 1 fatigue because she was at her limit, and will mark 2 conditions instead. So she's going to mark both angry, obviously, would be for her, and we'll say insecure. So she will get -2 to guide and comfort, set situation, and -2 to trick and resist shift and balance. Cool.
I'll just like mumble more to myself than to her, who's powerless now.
She's just taking these blows, raining down on her. And then I believe Arin, you also attacked. What were you doing?
Yes,
What'd you roll?
I did. Well, I finally did something right. Got an 11. Yes.
So you can get 2 basic or mastered, or 1 practiced, or 1 learned.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take 2 basic. Question: did we clear the negative statuses from Commander Zoe? Was that?
Yes, all the stuff from Zoe would have been cleared.
Okay, great. Yeah, just double
statuses and from Teed from him would have been gone.
Okay. So, but yeah, Arin at this point is like a little bit fatigued, getting a little frustrated with, making so many mistakes during this very crucial fight. So she is now going to strike. Now, this says like strike a foe and reach. I have throwing daggers as my fighting style, so does that count? Like,
you can hit them.
Okay, cool. So,
a strike's gonna be your first one. Are you doing another strike, or are you doing the other ones as well?
I am going to then also use pressure. So I think I'm gonna intimidate Azula. Wow, really hard to do, right? But I think it's the fact that Arin is like using throwing daggers, which like her ex-friend Mai like would also fight that way. So it's kind of gonna be like just really like leading into that action, and
what do you want her not to do? Attack, defend, or evade?
Yeah, I want to prevent her from attacking again. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. As you start to just throw these barrage of daggers, you actually hear a sound at your foot, and you see Mai weakly has thrown her pack of daggers and stilettos to you as well. As you just pick it up and just start barraging her to off balance with these daggers and stilettos in a rain towards her. She's barely able to defend and move around. Cool. And we move to evade and observe, which I guess would be Sereni and Azula, both evading. So, Sereni, what'd you roll?
Oh, wait.
Paige, I also have a question. Is it possible for me to actually use a move instead of doing any of like the others?
What specific move are you trying to do?
Call from afar.
Is that on your playbook?
Yes.
Okay, let me see what it says real quick. Okay, you can do that next turn.
Okay.
I like that. Go ahead and roll it. Go ahead and roll it for me now, and let me know what you get.
That was a 7.
Okay, so you can do your one basic or one mastered.
And
you can clear one fatigue because you are evading.
Yes.
Which she's also going to do because she's also stuck evading for this turn. So.
And I am going to I'm going to test balance, which basically it marks a fatigue to an engaged foe's balance, and ask what their principle is. So, I mean, I feel like we kind of all know.
Her principle is ambition.
Okay.
She wants to make Daddy proud.
Get therapy.
Yeah, literally. You need some help. Get out of here. Go see the world without your dad.
You don't.
I also got a 10 on mine.
Hell yeah. Cool. We'll resolve yours at the end of this, and then you just won't get to participate in the exchange because you're doing that move next round. Cool. So yeah, you want to shift her balance.
Mm-hmm.
So that means she gets one less technique because she's closer to her center. So mark that to 3. She just like gets this frustrated. Like she can't even respond because she's still dodging all these fucking daggers being thrown at her. But yeah, she looks at you and just gives you the most intense glare. As like you actually see lightning like flash between her eyes even for a second. And she's gonna
like,
go.
oh Lord, what did I do?
So she only gets 2 moves because of status
the wrong
effect
ones.
and stuff. Or actually, wait, no, 3 moves. So 3 evade moves, which is only the basic ones for her because she does not have evade moves. She is going to bolster twice. She looks at you and she just starts to laugh maniacally. Even if you get past me, you think he's gonna do anything? Actually, let me turn the tide. And she reaches her hand and 2 lightning bolts go towards Ozai and empower him. And she aids Ozai in the air. And then she's going to impede Luci. So Luci, go ahead and take the impaired status as she's going to throw lightning towards you. And it's not, instead of going to hit you, it branches off and creates like this faraway cage around you. And this starts to try to zap at you in place.
All right. I don't have fatigue to take, and I need.
Yep. So you will have -2 to all your rolls if you can't mark fatigue. So.
Right.
Okay, it's getting intense. She cannot attack though, so I think this next turn she's going to defend. But before we get to that, Ava, you rolled Call from Afar and you had a 10. What do you want to do here?
This is a difficult situation because right now where we're situated, there is just metal. So she's going to reach for her crystals in hand, and with them firmly in place, she is going to start humming a song that she only knows herself. And it's the rhythm of the earth singing. And in the earth singing, she's not reaching out for anyone in particular, but her only wish is, whoever can hear this song, whoever wants to see the future upheld, for whoever wants to see things turned right, you are needed now. I need you now.
You feel yourself connect to the ground below you, even knowing it's metal. You feel a flash as seeing what Azula did to Ozai. Aang looks down at you and sees you reaching out. And you see his hand flash white as he energy bends and sends a blast of energy down to Salvia. Salvia. Or should I say Kyoshi? As he sends the past reincarnation of himself into your body for this next exchange. You can do any 2 earthbending moves you want for this next exchange. Without even rolling, you just tell me what you're going to do.
Well, let me pull up that sheet.
And that includes lava and metal bending. Whatever 2 moves in that list you're going to do, go for it. With that high of a roll on your destiny move.
The whole time. The whole time.
Wow. Oh boy.
The whole time.
These worry stones really
You will
work.
resolve your 2 moves at the end of this exchange.
Yeah.
Everyone else, go ahead and roll what you're going to do. Azula's going to defend for this turn.
The whole time. Sorry.
Stuck on a loop.
I'm a little...
My headband is so messed up right now, you guys. I'm just gonna blame it on that revelation.
She can't really mark anything, so she's just gonna retaliate 3 times. So any foe that inflicts a fatigue condition or shifts her balance will take 3 fatigue against her this round, as she's just pulls all the lightning and fire around her into like armor almost around her body.
Do we mark conditions if our fatigue is limited?
For every point of fatigue or every 2 points of fatigue would be 1 condition.
Got it. Okay.
If you get all 5 conditions filled and you can't mark anymore, you will be taken out.
Perf.
Which, it says Avatar, it doesn't mean you die.
Yeah, you go sleep.
You just joined the pile of unconscious NPCs behind you.
Get a scar.
Okay. Defend and maneuver, right?
If you're doing defend and maneuver, you can.
That is, I got an 8.
Okay.
And I'd actually like to use my move, which is martial sensitive. I cannot English.
Is this your master technique?
It's one of the moves things.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let me see what your move is, because those aren't typically for combat. It just depends on like story stuff. You're a foundling, right?
Yes.
Okay. Martial sensitive.
Because it says
when you defend and maneuver against a foe whose principle you know, mark fatigue to roll with harmony instead of focus. You can't do that, so you can add your harmony to this. So that's what you're trying to do.
Yes. Okay. Cool. So then, in that case, I've rolled a. I can add. I promise. 11.
Okay. You can choose 2 basic and or mastered, and either or 1 practice technique for your defense.
And
So you could use refresh twice and just do a shit ton of
Oh
healing
yeah,
if
no,
you wanted
that's
to.
what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use refresh, and I'm actually okay. Quick question: are NPCs like if they're knocked out, are they willing?
You can heal an NPC if that's what you want to do. You could bring one of them up.
I'd like to heal Katara.
Okay, honest. I should have suspected that, knowing you, Serinitea, the person.
Okay, think about it logically. She can heal and she can fight.
Okay. Are you using both uses on her, or are you going to use one on someone else too?
And then I'd like to also use it on I forgot what Lucy's character's name is.
Lucy's the character name.
Lucy's the character.
Oh, Lucy!
It's fine. You're deep into this. It's okay.
Yes, it's fine. I'm so out of it. I'd like to use it on Lucy.
So you can take 3 fatigue back or clear a condition.
I'm gonna take 3 fatigue back.
Sounds good.
Thank you so much.
As you heal, and you see Katara, like, the water enter her, and then, like, she coughs up a little bit of water and stands up unsteadily. She still has all her conditions, but she's also going to clear 3 fatigue. Thanks for that. And she's immediately also going to use refresh and heal Salvia and Arin. So you both can take either 3 fatigue back or clear a condition.
That's helpful.
And she's just going to kind of brace herself. She's like, I'll be back here to assist, but I need to make sure they're safe. And she builds an ice wall in front of the NPCs that are with her. And you just see her you actually see her look down and put one hand on the back of Zuko and rub his shoulders. She braces herself. Okay. We move to attack. Who is attacking this round? Oh, I don't know why.
Well,
are you also attacking?
I mean, I was going to, but I failed once again.
You can shift your balance, bestie. You can do that.
All
we can
the
do
way
that.
off
We
the
can
page,
do. We can do the. We can do the move. We can do the lose your balance spell. See what happens.
Gosh. Yeah, let's do it. Why not? It's a one shot. YOLO. Okay.
Choose one of the following.
Mm-hmm.
This will happen after whatever you're gonna do for your move. Give in and submit to your opposition. Lose control of yourself in a harmful, destructive way, or take an extreme action with your principal and then flee. So what do you think is most appropriate?
I think Arin would take the second one, the harmful.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Okay.
What move are you gonna do? What's your attack? And then I'm gonna tell you what happens to Arin.
So if I failed, I can only do the basic ones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and this will take your character out of the exchange if you weren't aware. So she did shift your balance all the way. So
all right. Well, it's been real. Yeah. So I think Arin was, throwing the rest of the daggers that Maya had passed to her, and runs out of daggers and just throws the bag at Azula. She's out of weapons.
Okay.
She's out of control. She cannot get it together to use her her bending abilities in this moment. And yeah, I guess what harm happens?
Did you strike or pressure or smash?
Oh, that was strike. Sorry.
Right,
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So
Yeah.
she will shift her balance. So she's down a technique because she can't really take too much more damage right now.
Mm-hmm.
Feeling the energy around you, you feel your bending starting to get out of control. But you're next to an avatar technically in this moment. As you kind of start to lose control and move around, you bump into Salvia. And your eyes also flash white. As Fire Lord Roku jumps inside your body and you feel yourself start to rise, and you guys see a massive orange lightning bolt strike Ozai in the air.
Oh!
Before Arin lands into the water. But as Arin lands, you see one of the nearby ships, you see Suki jump off into the water after her. Okay. That helped Aang a little bit. But we'll move on. Who else was attacking? You were attacking, right?
Yes.
Abigail? What would you like to do?
So now I'm back down to 1 fatigue, which means I have 4 fatigue to spare.
Mhm.
Which means I rolled a 10 on my attack. So can I strike Azula twice and spend that 4 fatigue
You sure can.
to inflict 2 conditions?
Okay. So you're gonna mark the fatigue to make her take conditions.
Yep.
Okay, now put her to
I'll spend my fatigue.
I'll put her to 4 conditions. She's gonna take guilty and afraid, as she is looking bad.
I think I'm just repeatedly hitting her with the disc.
Perfect. As you're just beating into her, even tearing through this armor, you do also take some damage back because of her armor being up.
Yep.
So I'm gonna say you can't mark any fatigue right after this because you used it.
Nope.
Go ahead and just fill your conditions up for me.
All right.
One more hit and you are down, Lucy. Okay. We move on to evade and observe. Who's left here? Is anyone evading?
Yep.
You are going to be doing earthbend moves at the end of this regardless, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Serene already healed. So yeah, it's just you. What 2 moves are you doing? You just get to choose 2 bending techniques that you want to do in this moment, Ava.
Yes, I would like to do metal bindings and we'll do let's do lava star as well.
Okay.
It's near the end.
As you guys just see, completely different gait, different attitude as this warrior strides forward, raises one hand, earth metal bindings just shoot out of the ground, knocking her out of her armor and impairing her. Before you hear a rumble from the ground as a plume of lava shoots up, forms in Salvia's hand, and then just shoots forward like a fucking Naruto Rasengan towards Azula. Lava Star, mark 1 fatigue, come favor. You're not marking any fatigue in this moment either, because this is all Kiyoshi doing this. And it's gonna just make an attack. So as this goes forward and hits Azula, there's this large flash, and Azula drops unconscious. And as she lands, and you guys are catching yourself, there's a large crash. As Ozai lands next to Azula, and Aang lands next to you. Both of them very damaged. Aang's panting, he listens to you, and he's like, I'm gonna need that back. And he pulls Kiyoshi away from you, like drains your energy as you go back. You snap out of that. And you also see him reach a hand towards the ship where an unconscious Arin is, and he gets his energy back. I'm gonna need your guys' help for this last bit. I'm on empty.
Oh, that's perfectly understandable. Thank you for allowing me that.
Together.
That's fun.
Yeah. I'm gonna roll to see how fucked up Ozai is, and we're gonna continue this. So he has 4 conditions. He'll just have the same ones his daughter had. And we're gonna roll for his fatigue. I rolled a nat 20. He's out of fatigue. And his principal, he's down to a 2 on his principal. So he's beatable. We already knew it's changed. He is going to attack. So the 3 of you choose what you're going to do. Aang will do his turn at the end of the combat.
Okay. I'm gonna evade it, so hold on to that. But I got a 6, so
I'm gonna defend.
I'm gonna defend.
Okay. What
got
did
a
you roll,
7.
Serini? A 6 on
I
what?
got a 6 on evade and observe. So
You can still do a basic if you move your balance, so we'll get to you in a second.
Yeah.
Sure, at the end here. But the two of you that are defending, what did you roll?
A 7.
7. Okay, so you can do
I-
one basic or mastered, and then Ava.
I originally rolled a 9, but I'm using my advantage, so I'm making it 11.
Perfect. So what are you going to choose to do? 2 different basic and mastered, or are you going to do a practiced on Ozai?
Basic and mastered.
Cool. What are you doing?
Counter strike and then anticipate.
Perfect. So with anticipate, what approach is he going to do next exchange? And then with counter strike, you run a pedal times, few strains, be marked on fatigue, and 0. Who chose attack? So yeah, you can you strike out at him as he goes in, and you will mark 1 fatigue to do so. But yeah, so he'll take. He doesn't really have a lot here. He will take to shift his principle more, which does only be some 2 techniques after this round's over, but he still has 3 for the round. Okay. So we move on to the attack stage here.
Oh, I was defending.
You were defending as well? Okay.
Mm.
What was your one move you're doing?
The move I'm doing, I'm going to retaliate. So I think for Lucy, because she's spent.
Okay.
So I think
You're
retaliate.
going to just be ready to strike out one last time if you get dropped, pretty much?
Yep. Yeah. In flavor text, trying to take on an attack that was meant for someone else.
Oh, okay.
Because
Cool.
she's trying to redeem herself. For people who don't know, she's the Razor playbook. So
Okay.
she's
He has 3 attacks, and you see him start to gather flame in his hand until he has a massive ball of flame as he uses explosive blast, and he chucks it towards Anaya. And in that moment, Anaya, as this blast is coming towards you, you feel a shove, and Luci takes the blast head on, going unconscious, as you see a spinning out disc fly off and still strike at him one last time as she drops. So you are out of the combat. As you fly back over, you literally crash into the ice wall, shattered part of it as you go unconscious. So let's see what else we have left here he can do. So one more attack, because he can use all these right now. So he's empowered from his daughter. He summons 2 blades of fire and just approaches Anaya and Salvia, the 2 that are left, and he's going to take an attack against each of you. You are both going to take 2 fatigue and the impaired condition, as these 2 heavy slashes of flames burn into your body and some of the metal around you, creating slag.
that's all my fatigue.
Okay, start marking conditions going forward.
Yay.
I'm gonna roll 8 d6 to see what Aang does here in this moment. Let me bring up the airbending stuff. He's really he can do the other stuff, but where he's at, his skills are gonna be hard. If he rolls higher than a 4, I'm gonna let him use refresh on one of you. I rolled a 6. What are you guys looking like health-wise? Who looks
Rough.
worse off?
So rough. So rough.
How many conditions do you have, Sereni?
I only have 1.
1 condition, 4, and then what are you at, Salvia?
4.
Okay, yeah, he heals one of your conditions.
Thank you.
And then he is going to use an airbending technique. And he's going to rush forward as air surrounds him into a cannonball. And he's going to strike into Ozai and start pinballing around him, inflicting a condition, putting Ozai as last condition as he's trying to fight off Aang. Aang's moving full speed, and he's at and he looks back at the 2 of you. I'm going to keep him distracted. He needs to lose to an avatar, so let's do a loophole. And he shoots out 2 more energy bending beams at the 2 of you. You are once again Kyoshi for a moment, Ava.
Hell yeah.
But he reaches forward into a future incarnation. As Sereni, you are our Korra. As you are infused.
Finally.
With this iteration. You both can choose any one earthbending and any one waterbending move for this last
Any?
combat. Any one you want to do.
Even bloodbending?
Any bloodbending. You choose one move off the waterbending list. Ava, you choose one off the earthbending list. Tell me what you're going to do for this round. Zane tries to keep him distracted so you guys can leave the final blow. He has no fatigue, no conditions left. He is weak. What are the two of you going to do?
We're going to metal bind.
Okay, cool. As first, Kiyoshi steps forward one more time, and you already feel her bleeding out of you because you can barely hold on to it with your condition. You raise your hand, and just more bindings around the feet and arms hold him in place as he starts getting just bodied by this pinball of wind from Aang. What would you like to do, Sereni? To take
We're going to use blood twisting.
Okay, hold on. I need to go to this move.
I can read it off for you if you'd like.
No, I got it right here. Don't worry. Go ahead. Yeah, actually, go ahead and read it for the audience. What does this do?
So, blood twisting, for anyone who doesn't know, use bloodbending to move and twist a foe's body in painful ways. You must be empowered to use this technique. Inflict a condition on your foe. If they are already impaired, trapped, or doomed, inflict an additional condition. If this is your first, second, or third time ever using this technique, mark a condition.
Perfect. As you reach inside, and you don't mark anything because you are not you right now, as you feel this determination inside you, and this just like brashness, and you reach out and your eyes flash red for a second as his do as well, as you feel the blood in his body, and you twist it and you reach deeper into him and you find his connection to his firebending and you sever it as he no longer can bend. And then you pull one last time. Aang flies forward, hits him in the throat, and he drops unconscious. As Aang lands next to the two of you, pulls hands out, absorbs that back. Katara, start healing everyone as much as you can. And we need to get rid of him. And her. And you see Zuko stands up. I'll take care of the two of them. You guys heal up. And as you guys see the Fire Nation troops start to pull back, you see Suki and Toph join you guys. Everyone starts to get moved around. The two of you that were knocked unconscious get healed. And you guys have done it. You freed Aang.
Yay.
In the years to follow, in the epilogue, where are your characters at 10 years from now? You tell me. We'll go in reverse order. So Ava, as calm restores, as the new Fire Lord, Zuko, and his wife, Katara, unite the water and fire nations and bring peace. As the Avatar settles and retires off to restore the air nomads and also help stabilize the Earth Kingdom with his new wife, Toph.
Oh.
While Ty Lee and Mai handle the rehabilitation of Azula. Where does this leave your character, Ava? Where does this leave Salvia in the 10 years that follow? Hey, if I'm going to ship Zotara for Sereni, I'm going to ship Aang and Top for me, okay?
Valid.
That is so valid. I think she mainly keeps to Ba Sing Se. That's where she grew up. That's where her family is. But she travels where she's needed.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to establish a school for crystal bending. And helping with revitalizing and healing the corruption of the earth from the war.
I love this. And the last thing we see is Salvia, as the camera pans out, you head home to your house, and cooking you dinner is your wife, Suki, as she greets you with a kiss as you enter. You have your gay little happy ending. Let's move on to Sereni. What is Anaya doing in the 10 years that's passed?
Anaya has made her way somehow up to, or down to the Southern Water Tribe to help them rebuild, as she does feel partially somehow a bit of guilt and responsibility because, dual nationality. She knows that, the Fire Nation really destroyed the sister tribe, so she just wants to help out her people and help them repair and rebuild.
You spend your time rebuilding, you get very close to Katara, as she's also at home a lot trying to help, as well as Sokka, who has fully retreated to the Southern Water Tribes after parting amicably with Suki. And it's peaceful. It takes a lot of rebuilding, but the Southern Water Tribe starts to expand. They reconnect with the Northern Water Tribe, and the Water Nations, the Water Tribes, start to breathe life back into the world again. Luci, what happens in the 10 years that follows for you?
For Luci, she needs to get away. As far away as possible for a while. So I think if Aang would allow, if she would go and assist in trying to bring back the airbenders and try to revitalize that area and just kind of find herself again.
You travel around with Aang for a while as he starts to establish the temple's agendas, because after the defeat of Ozai over the next few years, airbending starts making a reappearance in the world. And as these airbenders crop up, he goes around to either give them instruction or to direct them to the air nomad temples in the sky. As you find your home here with the nomads and you start to train one day, as you go to bed, the last thing we see of Luci as she turns over in the middle of the night, a flash of blue as an arrow appears on an unmarked hand. And last but not least, Arin.
Yes. So Arin really crashed out in that final battle, huh? But so she's gotta work her way back towards her idealist, forgiving self that she had cultivated before. And I think, what happened at the end there really inspired her to return home to her village that had been burned by the Fire Nation army, and she helps rebuild, and then she goes and helps other Fire Nation colonies to rebuild and become, self-sustaining and whole once again.
And as you help the Fire Nation rebuild, and with the help of Katara and Zuko, they start to move the Fire Nation from a monarchy and dictatorship more to a democracy, as Arin becomes the first new senator of the Fire Nation, as they start to build a republic here. And that is where we're going to leave this one shot. This has been great. Before we say goodbye, why don't we go around? Everyone, you can tell everyone where they can find you, and if you have anything you want to promote as well. And we will go. We'll just have Val just go right back into it. So Val.
Yes, hello. If you would like to follow me on Threads or Blue Sky, that's Delightly at DELIGHTLY. If you are in the San Francisco Bay Area, I will be appearing on stage in a play throughout the entire month of May for Awesome Theater.
Perfect. Abigail.
Hi, I'm Abigail, also known as Abigail the Nerd, and you can find me on alternating Wednesdays over on the Tales Guild. So every other Wednesday we do Tales of Aegis, where I play Sybil, a Weave-born Runechild sorcerer, and then on the other Wednesdays, so this coming Wednesday, I play Lunara, a changeling moon druid, who we're doing her backstory starting this next session. So we're going to be dressed in formal wear and going to a masquerade ball in the Feywild. So I'm very excited. This is going to be very fun. And then tomorrow, you can find me over on Roll D5 over for Gutter Punk for Punk Month, where I'm going to play Tiffany. She's a new punk, but she's got spirit. And
Love it.
that's all I've got.
Sereni.
Hello, everyone. I'm Serene, also known as Serinitea on pretty much every single platform that I know of. I am primarily a cosplayer and dancer, and you can find me over on Arclight Court's channel, alternating Mondays. So starting not starting, but this Monday is one of them, in a really fun Gotham-based game where we're all a bunch of vigilantes, and yours truly is what I like to call a baddie with a crowbar. So if you like a little bit of purple sparkles magical girl that just happens to have a really cool crowbar, check me out over there. And then also lovely Paige is, has a really cool character with some really cool boots. And then every single Wednesday, I'm actually over on Pluto's Underworld, aka Paige's Paige's Twitch
Yeah.
account, in a game called Rangers of the Ton, which is Power Rangers meets Bridgerton. And fun thing is, I don't know anything about Power Rangers, but I know a lot about Bridgerton. So go check out Princess Kirana Chandara, who she's just a girl. She's trying to figure it all out.
Fair enough. And last but not least, Ava.
Hello, my darlings and dears. It's your Madam Ava here. You can find me anywhere at Madam Ava Couture, everywhere except for Threads. I refuse to do Threads, but I'm still in the deep space of Twitter. But I have nothing really to promote right now. Things are kind of at a standstill, so just follow my socials for anything new. But the only thing I will promote, the Crit Awards are coming up. You should nominate me. Follow my socials for the details of what you should nominate me for. It would be cool to just at least be nominated.
So valid. And of course, everyone, I am Paige. I go by Pluto Cleric everywhere except for on YouTube or Twitch, where it's Pluto's Underworld, where I am the creative director and storyteller. I am a trans lesbian woman who is on a quest to run every game in the known universe, which just means I run a lot of games because I have a lot of games that I want to get through. As Serene said, every other Monday, I'm over on Artlight Court's channel playing a bitch with some boots, playing my vigilante Recoil, who may or may not have ended last session drinking Lazarus Pit juice. I'm sure that's fine.
It'll be fine.
Yeah. On every Wednesday, we are running Rangers of the Ton, which is a system called Sentai and Sensibility by 9th Level Games, which is a Bridgerton-inspired game. But what if there was Power Rangers? Just for funsies. We just had date week last week, and we are kicking off this week's episode with a date between possibly two of our PCs who are potentially in a romance as well. So tune in for more drama there. Besides that, I'm still heavily in busy season, so I'm not doing any of my recorded stuff, but pay attention to the end of April and May for both the rest of the God Killer series to start kicking back off, as well as podcast episodes that might be recorded. Because girls burn out, so I took a break from recording for right now. Also nominate all of us for Crit Awards. Any of us that put up nominations in the next few weeks, because I'm sure all of us are prepping that for Tuesday. Go nominate all of us, because we're all great. But with that is everything here. Thanks for having us. Don't kill my character, and thanks for.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for being here.
Oh my God, is that God?
Yes,
Mom, God is a woman.
All of these titles are correct. Hi everyone, it is Kate, aka Kate the Great Cosplays, and the producer of Don't Kill My Character, here to give a huge thank you to this fabulous cast for adventuring with us tonight. This was an incredible story, and I'm just so glad that you came here to tell it. I'm going to shout out a few things on the channel here. So, we have Superhero Shenanigans, our Mutants and Masterminds campaign that happens every other Wednesday. We are back to our regular schedule for that. So April 2nd is our next, and then every other Wednesday from there. Then we also have more superhero content returning to the channel. Masks a New Generation, which came out of our Latinx and Hispanic Heritage Month celebration as a one-shot, is now a full series. And maybe I'll make a habit of taking special month one-shots and making them a series if more people will let me. Looking at you, Avatar cast. And then we will also have some special Superhero Shenanigans episodes on Saturdays later in the month, GM'd by one of the devs of Mutants and Masterminds, Alex, so very excited for that. And that's all I'm going to say for now. If you want to know more, you're going to have to jump into our Discord to find it. But thank you so much for being here in chat. Thank you so much for being here, my wonderful, fabulous cast. And there are always more stories to tell, so I hope you'll return to us soon. Can you wave goodbye for me, lovelies? Goodbye.